Hi guys and welcome to Beer Bubbles. This is a bit of an impromptu thing.
Yes.
Olle Andersson from OO Brewing, Gothenburg.
Yes.
We've had two fantastic tastings.
Yes.
Or you've had two fantastic.
I had two. This is like a dream come true to have a tasting at Accurant.
And it's the first time we've done in the basement.
I've never been down here before.
So cheers for that. Cheers. So, Olle.
Yes.
OO Brewing. Lots of people knows about this brewery. You've been around for a while.
Yeah.
Started out brewing at Stigberg's, but you still have the brand OO.
We started the brand before I started working at Stigberg's. We started the brand in, I think we made the first beer in 2013, and we started making beers at Stigberg's in 2014, and I started working later in 2014 as a brewer at Stigberg's because we made beers for OO and Stigberg's. We were contract brewers. We just used them for capacity.
And you've been in my own podcast out of Poland a few times.
Yeah, a couple of times. Yes.
About different subjects and different.
Mostly about beer, I think.
Yeah, but mostly about beer. Actually, almost exclusively about beer. So, tell our listeners what is OO today and where are you going?
We'll see, but OO today is we've been our own brewery since 2017, late 2017, and it's been a lot of fun years, a lot of hard work. It's nice now. We actually have quite a couple of employees. We are like 6 people working now in the brewery, and 3 in production, 3 a little bit more, but yeah. 3 that mainly works in production. That's very nice for me because the first year was only me and Olof, and I was the one doing all the production basically. And like beer is in a weird space right now, I would say.
Yeah, it's a bit of a like what's going to happen.
Exactly,
Yeah,
but it's actually in a good way. I would think it's like it's hard for a lot of breweries, and it's hard for us as well. It's very tight margins. Like we used to have everything is more expensive now.
Oh yes.
And we haven't, we need to increase our prices, and we can't really do that. But so it's for beers, like beer in Sweden is in a little bit of a crossroads, and as well for OO. And it's we're gonna continue doing what we do, and for us it's been we love a lot of different beer styles. So we have we're mainly famous for making IPAs.
Hazy
IPAs, and we love a lot of different beer styles, and we want to make those as well. And it's been not a struggle, but it's been continuous work that we do a lot of selling and production of porter, bitters, pilsners, saisons, and trying to push them as well. And we don't want to fall into a trap of only being an IPA brewery.
Well, I'm happy because you know as me as I do. Well, you know that I am not the fondest guy of hazy IPAs.
I know.
But I do appreciate good beer. So even though I might not like the style, I appreciate it's good quality, and that's what you always bring to the table. Everything I've ever had from you guys has always been really good beer.
Thank you.
Well, even though some styles are not my style.
But we try a lot, and the whole philosophy about OO is that me and Olof, we like beer a lot, and we like a lot of different styles, and we only make the styles, we focus on the styles that we ourselves want to drink. And when you like something, then you also have a lot of, at least
you're passionate
about it, and you have demands on yourself that this is going to be a good beer. So we try our utmost for all the different kind of beers we make, and it's that's very challenging. One of the strengths you have as a microbrewery, like a craft brewery, is that you can do all the styles if you want to, but to do them good, that's the hard part.
Yeah.
And we try to the ones we make, we really try to make them as good as possible. This is very important for our own identity as a brewery, basically.
But we talked a bit about the beer climate in Sweden. Do you think more breweries are going bust?
I think so, yes. I think
We
actually a lot of
talked a bit about it before. Lots of people have like borrowed money to stay afloat during the pandemic, and then all of a sudden all the prices goes up.
yeah.
That's tough for some brewers.
Yeah, we are in the like it's hard. Like if you look at this as a Venn diagram of all the things that got up in cost, like electricity, like energy, basically in like also fuel for transportation. Like we are in like if you look at this as a Venn diagram of all the things that got up the most, breweries are in the middle of the Venn diagram.
Yeah.
So we are hitting a lot of different. Everything is more expensive for us, and I think
The perfect storm.
the perfect storm, yes. And I think a lot of breweries is going to go bust. It's really hard time for breweries right now. And in Sweden, we have a lot of small breweries, like really small. That maybe we are fortunate that we have 6 people that we can have on payroll, and that. So we do what we are like we. This is my main job. Basically, there are a lot of breweries that have maybe something else they do as well and do part-time brewing, and I think that we had this gold rush, these golden years of brewing.
The same as in the US a couple of years back.
Yeah.
Open a brewery, it'll work. People
Exactly.
will buy the beer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now it's all of a sudden it's going to be quite hard to operate a brewery, and maybe the time you spent on the brewery, if you have like 2 different jobs, and then you need to like, okay, this is not going to work anymore.
You need to have food on the table first and pay the rent. So you're kind of like not rocking the boat right now. You just like stay as you are. You haven't got plans to expand and everything. Because there's no. Is there any chance to do that in these? Well,
there is, but it's like it's hard. You have to be like before when we expanded, it was like just a no-brainer. Like we're selling more beer. Let's expand. Yeah. Don't think about stuff that's could be. Like when you're expanding, you also get more problems.
Yeah.
And like we maybe didn't think about those as much before because it was like the gold rush. It's like you just keep growing and now we have to think about everything a lot more, and we're still growing as a brewery. We're selling more and more beer. We're producing more, and we're producing better beers than we ever done before. So I think we also have a good opportunity right now as a brewery that we can actually.
I think quality will win out. I think lots of small, like really local breweries that only serve to the local public will have a hard time because it's harder to convince your neighbor to buy your beer if it's not up to scratch. If you can buy something that is the same price, but maybe not in, say, if it's made in Gothenburg and you live in Karlstad and the beer is better from Gothenburg, people are now tending to buy what they find is quality instead.
I think so as well, and it's like Sweden is still we're a big country, and that's the reason why we can have so many breweries because we are a big country. But at the same time, it's like our local market. What I consider we are based on the west coast of Sweden in Göteborg, and for me the local market is like it's closer to Köpenhamn, than it is to Stockholm.
I had this talk with Marcus Hjalmarsson.
Yeah.
Where we talked about it's like why don't you send more beer to Stockholm? It's like it takes me like an hour to drive down to Copenhagen. It takes me 6 hours to drive up to Stockholm. It's a no-brainer.
Exactly, but for us it's like we look at the local market. We are also self-distributing as a company, so we do our own. In Sweden, we do our own sales and deliveries, everything. And for us, the whole south of Sweden is our local market. And I'm looking also to Copenhagen, Oslo. That's our local market as well. And for us, it's very much about Systembolaget is Systembolaget. That's like a lottery.
The Swedish monopoly.
Yeah, the Swedish monopoly. That's the government-owned store. And it's like we sell a lot of beers there. I like it. It's very not easy money, but it's.
Well, it's a no-brainer. You don't have when it's in, it's in.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't make as much money, but you make steady money.
Yeah, and but at the same time, it's like I can't go and talk to Systembolaget. We have this product. Can you buy it? And it's like, no, you have to do this tender, and it's like very structured, and it's like sometimes you win the lottery and sometimes you don't. So it's like we can't really count on Systembolaget. So as for our survival as a brewery, we have to focus on the market on bars.
You said that more and more of your sales actually go to restaurants.
A lot more, yeah. And that's where we focus because we can control it. We can have direct contact with the customer, and not direct contact, but to the bars at least.
Or the buyer,
The buyer,
the end customer.
exactly. But and that's very important for us, and we can develop relationships, and we can actually, make sure that our beer tastes the best as well, which is actually quite important for us.
Yeah. Do you have any steady accounts in Stockholm?
I'm not part of that business.
That's Olle.
That's Olle, yes. I don't think so. We have steady accounts in Stockholm. We go here every second week basically with a full car. But we may have something, I'm not sure. We have something in Uppsala.
Okay,
that's
not the Stockholm.
Yeah, that's also Stockholm, or no?
Well, I know people in Uppsala wouldn't appreciate it if I said that. So.
Okay, I take that back. Sorry, Uppsala. I didn't need it.
Olle, we are actually going upstairs to have dinner.
Yes, I'm
We've
very
had
happy.
a great tasting. You just have to tell people what I'm drinking. I'm drinking the Brewing Bitter. This is actually your first home brewing recipe.
No, it's
it's a name of your
the
first.
name is
Of
the
your
same.
first home brew.
The recipe is very different, which is very good. That is very good. But it's in spirit, it's the same beer. It's basically what I wanted with that. For my first home brew was a bitter, and I've named it Brewing Bitter. Brux is Swedish. Usable. I don't know.
It's useful, but it's also your closest neighborhood.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's but in spirit it's used a very more malt focused bitter, and I love it a lot. And I'm very happy that it's actually selling a lot as well. I did not think that when I made it.
I know.
I'm very happy, surprised that people like this.
And we also got to taste a bit of a unicorn today.
The Arctos Imperial Stout 2020 bourbon barrel aged.
Barrel aged. That was the pièce de résistance today for the tasters.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. It is fantastic. We still have some left.
It's good beer.
I don't know if we're going to connect it later on or if we're just going to keep it. It's in a keep cake.
I think it will
keep for a while, and I'll just keep it for a rainy day for the beer club or something like that.
You can do whatever you want with it. As long as you serve it, it's the important part.
I'll try it first and see if it's okay. I promise. Olle, thank you very much for participating in the podcast.
Tack så mycket.
It's been an absolute pleasure, as always. And guys, whatever you do out there, drink better beer. Cheers.